Hello, and welcome back to JSOL Trades. This is the second project log from our website, jcus.com. If you remember from the first project log, this is what my page looked like to host my projects, and this is what each of the pages look like. But the two biggest issues I had with this was one, if I was to add an update, there's nowhere to like show the original version, and then the update that I added would just change this. And two, I would have to uh, recode each section by hand and code in each additional page for this. So instead, I changed it to be its own subsite called projects.jcus.com. And I also just changed the layout of it so it gives it a bit of a different feel. Um, it has a sort bar up here, so you can sort by the newest or the oldest update. It doesn't sort by the original project date. Instead, it sorts by when I last updated it. So if I had a whole list of projects here and I updated, say the website 2 years from now, and that was the most recent update I'd made, it would go to the top. Um, might see if I can add it to change between like original date and update date. But for now, it just sorts both ways. Of course, the only project I have right now is just the website, so it takes up the whole space. But as I add more, this will split into two sections and then three sections. And once it becomes three, it'll make a new row. So you can have three per row. And it'll just keep scrolling down as I add more projects. If you click on this, it leads you to the page about it. And each entry shows when it was updated as a subtitle, and then it has some information that I just add with the update, as well as a video. So this is, of course, the video for the last log. And down here, you can see the update that I'm currently recording. Of course, there's no video because I haven't uploaded it yet. But you can see right here, I talk about how I moved it to its own subsite. It gives it a different layout. And it also is more of a blog, which features the updates and progress of the projects, which is what I wanted to change. Up here, there are timeline buttons. So for this project, of course, it's only two updates. There's not a whole lot to look through. But if I had a much bigger project, then you could use this to easily go between updates and you can go back to the projects. And then the mobile version looks like this. Um, there's only ever one block across, so if I have more, it'll just become a really long list. For now, that's all I have. If it becomes like a user issue, then I'll rethink that when I get there. It also has, it still sorts the same as the mobile version, or sorry, the desktop version does. When you click on it, it leads you to this. Um, for now, this is how this looks up here. And if you, as I add more timeline buttons, it'll move to the side, eventually making a scroll bar so you can go side to side on it. But they still work just the same. And other than that, it just creates a long list. Um, and then the other thing that I changed about this, instead of having to code it by hand, I made a Python script to read a bunch of text files, and then it would automatically generate these pages for me. But that's a project for a different log. So that's all for this one, and I thank you for watching.